Hello, and I am the Experimenter, and today we'll be picking mascots for Yu-Gi-Oh decks. Who would you pick as a marketing tool, a mascot, for a certain deck? Now, keep in mind that the point of the mascot is to draw attention for people and get them to play the deck the mascot is for. Now, there's multiple avenues for this. From the cute factor all the way to the appeal factor, obliterate your enemies into nothing but atoms. But anyway, there is multiple ways to draw attention to something, and we will have to decipher what way best fits for each deck. First deck, DDDs. My pick is DDD Abyss King Gilgamesh. Now you may be wondering why I didn't pick the three DDD Elemental Kings, or why I didn't pick the newest DDD support Deuce Machinex. The reason is because I want to use the appeal of DD's strategy. DDs are all about using a low amount of resources that slowly into more and more powerful resources, and I think that Gilgamesh shows this very well. For only two DD monsters, you set your scales, and on the backdrop, he can get a DD out from your extra deck or your graveyard. I think that using Gilgamesh as a mascot gets enough intrigue from a person for them to look further into it. Next deck is Dinos, and you might expect Oviraptor, but I picked Ultimate Conductor Tyranno. The reason I picked him is because he is one of the few boss monsters that really is a boss monster. As soon as you see this on the field, you immediately start thinking of how to beat it. That's what a boss monster's presence should do. Put pressure on the opponent as he comes into battle with his brethren, or he just straight up gets turned into a cannon. This is Yu-Gi-Oh! News, and I'm sorry to inform you that our next candidate for a mascot, representing the deck Dragon Link, has been arrested and sentenced to a lifetime on the ban list. The Yu-Gi PD released a statement saying that the reason for his arrest was being around the block too much and at the time of arrest was caught armed with a loaded Striker Dragon. May Borreload Savage Dragon rest in the Forbidden List. And you knew these two were coming. The mascots for Blue Eyes and Dark Magician. First, Blue Eyes. My pick is Sage with Eyes of Blue. Because I want the mascots of these decks to be cards that work well when paired with other cards from the same archetype, and most of the other Blue Eyes cards is just straight and linear. Do this, do this, do this. But with Sage, it must be paired with other cards from the Blue Eyes archetype to work well. Now, Dark Magician. The only good option is Eternal Soul, and yes, I know it's just a slab of rock and it isn't really a mascot, but fuck that, it's my video. Then it's a marketing tool if it's not a mascot. It still does a mascot's job of building intrigue towards the deck. I can recur Dark Magician, but do other cards help me get into the graveyard? And the answer is in the rest of the Dark Magician cards. Now it's time for the per video image of me outside, and this looks confusing as hell if you don't pay attention. This is a piece of land off the edge of Mooresville that has been titled the name Badgerland. What you have to do to get to it is go on this hill at the edge of Mooresville, right next to the Delaware River, and go down to the Delaware River. Walk along the edge until you get to a traversable path to get to this piece of land. Climb to the highest vantage point and take the same picture.